going live on all these platforms. Let me put on my Seek headphones too, black on. Um, these are the world's first 4D headphones by Mary Spio. You can catch the whole interview on Diversified Game, you know, podcast or YouTube, whichever one you want to listen to. But let's talk real quick because you guys know I got some work I got to do and some kids to raise. Let's talk about Africa. You know, I love talking about Africa. And let's talk about you coming as a foreigner to Africa. Africa welcomes every T. Thank God for that. But I'm seeing this trend of people from America. Got to make sure I point out us Americans, us good old red-blooded Americans, thinking that we go to a country and that it's ours. Africa is not owned by anybody, especially not a foreigner. The folks who some say do own Africa, China, say, no, we don't own Africa. So if they put billions and billions and billions and billions and go on into Africa, how do you spend $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 and think that you own it because you've hired some people, you know, and got them at a discount? Because again, you are in Africa, and that's probably the reason why you could not do that in America. You know, you couldn't hire anyone long term. Maybe it's the money that you didn't have. Maybe it's just the structure and the legal system. But nobody owns Africa. And I'm finding that people are like, you know, hey, that's so-and-so's territory. Hey, so-and-so has East Africa. So-and-so has West. So-and-so has... No, Africa is for everybody. Who you know, nobody, us going to the continent is nothing new. People were doing this before we were alive, and they'll do it after us. Stop, get that out of your head. And the people who feel like they can say so-and-so goes there, or that person became a citizen, so only they can go there. Why is it the person who's really making moves in Africa that are just showing you how to do it, they're not the people saying this? It's always the low self-esteem. They're hurting inside. They need a hug and therapy person who has beef with various people, because it's not just one person. You guys can't guess who I'm talking about because I'm talking as a collective. I'm talking to a whole new influencer batch of people, you know, old and young, rich and poorer, you know, spiritually, that feel that they have some, you know, way that they can tell who can come here and who won't have this position. Like, get that corny stuff out of here. If you own something, you own it. But if you come from the States and you go to Africa or any country, go to Malaysia, go to Malta. What's going on, Malta? I love you. You don't own anything but what you're paying rent for or what you're paying mortgage for. And the arrogance that I'm seeing, it's going to end up with people being like, I mean, people are going to get their channels taken down because of it. That's a warning. People are going to get hurt because of it. That's a warning. Because people are acting like, and I've told influencers who I'm talking about, like, yo, do not have this mentality that you own anything. You can disappear here very quickly. Very quickly. You're a visitor. And usually it's a short-term visitor. And you have these people who really act like they are owning Africa or a country in Africa. And that they have some say where, I don't care if you met with the president even. Because, you know, I keep hearing people, oh, I met with the president. So what, you met with the president? That means absolutely nothing. Have you built anything? Or have you talked? And if you have built something, it's benefiting you, right? So keep it moving, but that's all that you run. So, you know, with love, I'm saying this because, you know, God has a way of working other stuff out. And you don't have to do much for a fool to kill himself. You just let him keep talking. reckless at that. But we got to get this. If you're going to invest in Africa, like my shirt says, Mall of Africa, Africa. That's the domain name for those of you who don't know but are interested in going or investing. You got to come with a different spirit because it makes everybody else look, suspect. And it's bothersome, to be honest. It's really bothersome because people really are feeling like they are more important than they are. We're all just one grain of sand while we have on this earth. Let's enjoy the time that we have. Let's have it in peace, especially if you're leaving violent America. Are you going to go to Africa to start beef? That doesn't sound too wise to me. You're going to try to tear down another influencer, another person out there because maybe your own ways that have ruined relationships in every other place you've gone, including your home. Some of y'all are single just for that. You keep ruining relationships. You don't know how to stick to a relationship. You don't know how to stick it out. One little thing. If they do that, I'm out. Okay, you're going to be lonely for a long time because people are always going to disappoint you. You better make yourself bulletproof and find out why you are in these relationships. But you really guys got to get out, man, of this mentality that you have some type of, you've been granted the king of Africa, or a country or a region in Africa. You are a nobody at best. You are a tourist. Spend your money and be quiet. Even if you got a citizenship. Like, I know the black influencers, especially that, are doing some of this nonsense. And the ones who are getting citizenship, they're not the ones saying this stuff. The ones who are actually trying to put some work in so everybody can eat, find a house, and have their vacation homes and build up the continent, they're not the ones saying this stuff. It's the folks who see what I've done, and some folks have already been kicked out. Not the nice way. There's been influencers who have been beaten out, booted out, lives threatened, had to run out. Get them, their friends, and all their family out because of a big mouth. We don't do too much talk. I want to do like Willie D and say, no more talk. Shout out to Willie D. That's a good, genuine brother right there. And I just want to say, share this, like this. But let's come in with some humility. Let's not be the arrogant Americans that the rest of the world knows us for, of knowing every single thing. If you listen to my Diversified Game, I interview millionaires from all over the world. You don't have to be a millionaire, but many of the folks are millionaires all over the world. And there's just a humility and wisdom. And we teach this stuff, right? At cprfirm.com. You can go over there and sign up and get some consulting. Because some folks have no koof. Some folks are showing that they have no class. And we don't want you to die like that. Like, everybody has a part to play. I'm just playing my part. And I am creating a curriculum for those of you who want to go to the continent. Make sure you hit me, get on my list. So if you want to get this curriculum where I'm showing you A to Z how to get to Africa and how to even do it VIP if your budget allows. Maybe you want to go first class and you're like, these tickets are crazy. Maybe we can show you a different way of getting those tickets. Or when you pass through the airport, you've never had the opportunity to be in the VIP lounges, and you say, how can I get in there? We're going to show you how you can get in there. And you don't have to be multi-millionaire to do it. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't even have to be a thousandaire. We'll just show you some of the tricks, right? So I definitely want you guys to get this game, and I want you to visit Africa and all the 54 countries and see and really embrace yourself and take care of yourself, more importantly, because there's a lot of stress in America. And so I know y'all can't wait for COVID to be over and to be safe to travel. Some of y'all are going against doctor advice and saying, I'm going to go. I don't know how much more time I have. Hey, teach his own. Cada loco con su tema. But make sure that you share this with somebody. You know, because Africa, man, you'd be surprised what you see. From the good to the bad, from the poor to the rich, from the wise to the not so wise. But nobody owns it. So, you know, get your mind right. Humble yourself before God humbles you. I know about it. Pride comes before the fall. And some of y'all are so close to the fall, to the edge. I'm trying to grab you and pull you if you have an ear to hear.